वसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे Okay, we're back. Don't worry. It's all trial and error. Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kausacharo Ramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Kurum. Verse 57 and chapter 2. Yah sarvatranabhisnehas Yah sarvatranabhisnehas tat tat prapya shubha shubham tat tat prapya shubha shubham nabhinandati na dveshti nabhinandati na dveshti tasya pragna pratisthita tasya pragna pratisthita. He who remains unattached under all conditions, he who is neither delighted at good nor dejected with evil, is stable in wisdom. So we are trying to understand Sthita Pragna. Okay, right. Now, in the previous verse, Bhagwan Krishna explained that a man of stable wisdom, steady in wisdom, remains unperturbed while discharging his duty. Now in this verse, Bhagwan explains that such a man remains stable in favorable and unfavorable condition or the circumstances which he comes across as a result of deeds he performs. Okay. Yeah. So, Sthita Pragnasya ka bhasha, we just started understanding this. Okay. Now in this verse, Yah sarvatran abhisnehas. He remains unattached. Most important word to be understood and to remember is unattached. Okay. He remains unattached. Doesn't matter what's going to happen. It does not affect him or her at all. Okay. He remains unattached everywhere. He is not attached to his body, senses, mind, intellect, family, and possessions. He never identifies himself with them, but always remains untainted. Good word. Untainted by them, despite his physical association with senses, objects, circumstances, and individuals, etc. He remains quite unattached with them through the self. Tat tat prapya tat tat prapya shubha shubham nabhi nandati na dveshti. He remains untainted and unaffected by good and bad, favorable and unfavorable circumstances, experiencing good or pleasant. He is not delighted. This delight means mental joy and expression of joy through words. By encountering evil or unpleasant, he is not dejected. This dejection means mental suffering and despair, and the thought why and how this situation has occurred and how to get rid of the unpleasant situation. He remains untainted in favorable and unfavorable circumstances, which we got as a result of destiny. Sthita pragnasya ka bhasha. You must remember that one word, sthita pragna, steady in wisdom. Another word, unattached, untainted. So, he has developed himself in such a manner that all kind of external situation does not affect him or her. Okay, so then it says here the expression tat tat signifies that meeting with all agreeable and disagreeable persons, incidents, objects, and circumstances that can possibly cause mental perturbation. He neither rejoices in them nor hates them whenever and however he may meet with them. Again, if you have to go to we have taken that 36 qualities as per the 12th chapter. Of course, in this, we don't know when we'll be going to take that 12th chapter, but we have discussed the 12th chapter, especially the 36 qualities. Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitra karuna evacha is not exactly, but the thing is, if again my favorite Upanishad Ishavashya idam sarvam yat kincha jagat jagat, if the whole world covered by that supreme power, that means you, me, he, she, all, then It starts from there, Adveshta. Then how can I be jealous with somebody? It starts from there. Instead, I must have the divine relation. And if that happens, nothing, absolutely nothing can disturb me. Absolutely nothing. Doesn't matter which circumstances, favorable or not favorable, good or bad, whether we like it or we do not like it, it does not affect at all to the Sthita Prajna that exactly Bhagwan wants to tell us as a part of definition of Sthita Prajna, because the whole Sthita Prajna 18 verses started in the question of Arjun, Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava. It started from there. So Bhagwan is answering. Now, तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Whose pragna? Pragna means intellect, buddhi. Pratishtita, stable. Now, if naturally, if we want to see that, there is absolutely no change in self. Okay? Which we call I in our day-to-day language. Okay? Right? When I started understanding, or when I started, I will give you a very simple example. When I started about my name, okay? When I started speaking, it's always started for I, me, right? It can be at the age of 5, and it can be at the age of 35, or it can be at the age of 65. That I, that means self. When I say self, I'm not using this I in terms of ego, and not in that context. Self remains the same. And in that, there is absolutely no change. Okay? Now, only we feel the change, or we see the change, okay, when we get involved with that, when you get attached with something, then and then only, right? That is one thing. Second, okay, the intellect doesn't matter how highly intellectual person is, but with intellect, because intellect has limitations, so with limited thing or with limited source, you cannot get unlimited. That can only possible if the intellect is merged. Then and then only, okay? We'll try to understand this now, okay? Tasya pragna pradesthita. He is determinate. Intellect now becomes stable in God. He understands that he is entirely unconcerned with the good and evil of the world, because these always change. World is going to change. Circumstances are going to change. Today, good. We feel this is good. Okay. Tomorrow, bad. We feel that's bad. But it does not affect to the self. It should not, basically, it should not affect to the self, okay? I mean, when I say self, individual soul, okay? There is no modification in the self, while in the evolutes of matter, there is always modification. Man identifies himself with the body and regards the modification of the body as modification in his own self. But when he realizes the two as separate, his intellect becomes stable. Okay. Oh my God. Now I am old. Oh my God. I am turning 65. Oh my God. I have to start putting color. No. Only when I get attached to that body. Nahanyate hanyamane sharire. Atma, the soul, the individual soul, has got nothing to do with this kind of changes. Only if we attach with that. So, this is, now it says his intellect becomes stable. When? Okay, but when he realizes the two as separate. Now, second theory, as I told you a little earlier, the second interpretation is that limitless and endless God cannot be perceived by the intellect, which is limited. So, the intellect merges in God, and then there remains nothing besides God. This is fixation of intellect in God or stability in wisdom. Small thing. When we discuss this, when you listen to this, is always we feel that, Ahmed, this is something beyond my understanding. This is something beyond my capacity to practice. This is something I will not be able to put in practice. No. Small thing. If we try to put in practice, it will lead us to this path of sthita prajna. Okay, we get disturbed. I mean, look, we can. I mean, start practicing with very small thing. I have. I think I have shared. I'm sure. This Geeta class we are doing so many years. I'm sure I have shared. Small example. Okay. In wedding, they called everybody. One didn't call me. It's okay. Small thing. I'm sure with this small thing we can definitely put in practice. Okay. Ahmed, I saw him, I saw her in the wedding. But she didn't bother to greet me. It's okay. When he was sick, when he was in hospital, or she was sick, she was in a hospital, I took trouble to drive all the way. And I was in hospital for 5 days. I didn't get time to phone me even. Small thing. definitely this kind of thing we can put in practice, and that will give us a big reward. And I mean, in our Gita class, we know that it's ongoing process. This Sthita Prajna or quality of Sthita Prajna or the 36 quality of devotee as per 12th chapter is not a matter of one life. But if we start from now, it's definitely going to help us. If not today, tomorrow, and now you know that if not in this life, next life, definitely. So cannot be perceived by the intellect, which is limited. So the intellect merges in God, and then there remains nothing besides God. This is a fixation of intellect in God or stability in wisdom. A karma yogi is ever active. Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna in the 56th verse mentioned that he neither craves for success, I mean pleasure, nor is perturbed in failure or sorrow. While in this verse, Bhagavan declares that he neither delighted at receiving the agreeable nor dejected the disagreeable. It comes and it goes. Absolutely nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. What is permanent? Almighty. Nothing is permanent. I told you that we did discuss this small story in our classes that king asked to his ministers, or you can say the scholars of his assembly, okay, and he asked that find out one small sentence which can help me in my time of despondency, or you can say in my rainy days, okay, which can warn me in the time of my success, when I am on the top of name and fame. So in his assembly, he put this question or request, and everybody was thinking that how to address this query or question or request of king. Of course, the whole assembly was full of scholars, full of wise men or wise people. Out of them, one came with the solution, because Raja wanted the short, small sentence, and that sentence he wanted to engrave in his ring, so which reminds him all the time. So that one person came with the solution, with few words. The sentence made by few words. In Gujarati, आपन चाल्यू जशे यह भी चला जाएगा. In English, this shall pass too. For example, okay, I am sick. It will go. I have a proud with something. That will go. I am suffering from bad patches or bad period. That will go. People are behind me. They are always looking for me, want to meet me, want to greet me, want to give me compliments. Also, that will go. That will go. So, nothing is permanent, be it success or failure, good or bad, favorable or non-favorable, sick or health. Nothing is permanent. It will go. That's why Bhagavan says here, okay, Tasya pragna pratishtita nabhinandati nadveshti tat tat prapya shubha shubham. If he gets something good, it's fine. If he doesn't get something as per his or her wish, it's okay. You got success 10 times, fine. Now you started getting failure, that is also fine. You kept on failing in certain project for a couple of years, it's okay. So it should not affect. Tat tat prapya shubha shubham na bhinandati na dveshti. It comes, it's okay. Embrace it for a while, then forget. It's something which you don't like, okay, for a while, forget it. Na bhinandati na dveshti tasya pragna pradeshtita. So, this is in this particular verse 57 as per Sthita Pragna's definition. Okay, he declares that he neither delighted at receiving the agreeable or nor dejected at the disagreeable. Right. Now, in the next verse, which is 58, Bhagavan Krishna answers Arjun's one more question. How does an equanimous person sit? Yada samharate chayam kurumongani sarvashah indriyani indriyartebhyas tasya pragna pratishtita. This verse 58 is one of the most important verses. We'll discuss
It's 20
this.
hours.
We'll discuss this. Of course, Bhagavad Gita is Bhagavad Gita, but there are some which definitely appeals you a lot, appeals you more. This 58 verse is again those kind of words which is most important. Yada samharate chai kurmangani vaseva. Kurma is tortoise. And as per our scriptures, incarnation, okay, Kurma was one of the incarnation of Bhagwan Vishnu. Okay. And if you have observed the tortoise, okay, so whenever tortoise fills, tortoise will keep her its limbs out, and whenever it does not want to be disturbed, the tortoise will withdraw the limbs and protect under that shell. You must have seen that tortoise. Bhagwan is giving example of tortoise in 58 verse. It's really important verse that definitely we will start next week, okay, and it might take even two Wednesdays to understand, if not more. And for that particular verse, I have even googled and explored different books and everything, and that definitely we will start from next week, okay. In today's class, whatever you like, credit goes to all the scholar, all the saints, all the books, whatever I have heard, I have read, whatever I have understood, I try to put in front of you. Absolutely nothing belongs to me. And yes, as per our customary, we must express our gratitude towards Swami Ram Sukdas Ji's Sadhak Sanjivani, our main reference book. Okay, we will chant 73rd verse of 18th chapter, followed by the Arti. Nashto moha smrudirlabdha tvat prasadan maya chuta sthitosme gata sandeha karishyē vachanam tava.